friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be talking about saving money for travel. If you're new here, please stick around, subscribe so you can see future content if you're interested on watching more videos from us. So like I said, today we're talking about saving money for travel. This is how we save money for travel, and specifically how I save money for travel. Rob's just a little bit different, but basically the same. So this might not work for everybody, I am aware of that, but this is my tips to you on how we do it and how it works for us. You can take anything with a grain of salt and maybe incorporate this into your lives or kind of modify it to how it works for you. I am fortunate with my job that I make more than a living wage, so I am able to put more money towards travel, but that doesn't mean travel is off the table for people who make less money. You need to obviously have a budget for it. So every month I put about 20% of my take home into a travel savings account. It's going to change when I go back to work because I have to pay for daycare now, so it's going to be about 10%, but I'm still putting away that money into a travel savings account. Make sure you put it away, and like when you get paid, have it automatically transfer out of your account into that savings account. Probably a good idea is a savings account that you can't touch or it's harder to get to. So not a savings account that you can just put a card in and take it out. I have one that you have to transfer it into a different account to take it out. So that is helpful, so I don't just go in, grab the money, and run. You know, it's still staying in that savings account. So for me, with the 20%, that's what works for me. It might not be what works for you. We are financially sound. We only have a mortgage payment and like our basic bills. So we are able to put more money to travel. If you have other payments, you know, you can still save for travel. Again, it could be less. Even if it's $100 a month, 20 bucks here and then, you can still save for travel. Maybe it's not as frequent, but that's okay because you still earned that travel. You still worked for it. If you have a budget, so if you're budgeting a cash budget every month and you have leftovers, put that towards travel. If that's something that is what you want to put your money towards, put towards travel, put in your savings account. That way you have a little extra that month going towards a trip. Research the place that you want to go to and see how much it costs to stay there, to fly there, and budget around that. That's how we started, was for our honeymoon. We saw how much it was going to cost for the amount of time we were going, for the hotels and for the flights, and we budgeted around that in the time amount that we had. We were fortunate enough to be able to save it in a shorter amount of time to be able to have a trip that we desired. We always travel in off-peak season or the shoulder season because it saves a ton more money. It's not as crowded in tourist areas, and it's a lot less hectic, I feel. At least for me, I don't like huge crowds. I know crowds are not able to be dispersed all the time, but I prefer to go when it's less packed, and so off-peak works really well for us. And also with where we travel, it's a little bit cooler. I am not a hot weather fan. I prefer a spring weather where it's warm but not hot. So depending on your preference of season, it actually might work out in your favor. If you're a first-time traveler, maybe consider going to a resort like in Mexico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, because it does everything for you really. You have flights, hotels, and food all included, and then the only thing you have to really pay for is excursions, and it's a really great vacation. We went to Mexico a couple of years ago and we had tons of fun, and it was really affordable for what you get. So you get free food, free drinks. Well, you're paying for it, but you don't have to pay for it when you're there, which is nice. You don't have to really think about it. And my last tip to you is to watch your flights. So with flights, they can be higher or lower. There is a watch website that you can subscribe to for your trip and see what is the cheapest, and I feel like there's a website that shows you statistically what flights have been like. Also, flying on a Tuesday or a Wednesday always saves a ton of money. They're not really sought after flights. Saturdays, Sundays, Fridays are always super expensive because people are finishing work that day, or they don't have work that day, or they're coming home, so they're always more in demand. So try to fly on a day that most likely more people aren't going to be flying on. I hope these tips were helpful for you and that you get to go on your dream vacation, travel, holiday, whatever you want to call it. But I hope you do get to achieve that someday. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.